We're here in the break between rounds 2 and 3 of qualifying. We've stumbled across Oscar Jansen, a very well-known name in the industry, but bringing a new name to the sport in the name of Coyote.
Yeah.
I mean, firstly, welcome to Australia. How's the trip been and the visit so far?
Trip has been amazing. Actually, it's my first time to be here in the southeast and in Sydney. I've been in Australia before in Perth at the World Championships. But to come here down is really, down under they say, right? It's really incredible, and it's a totally new experience for me. It's like I travel somewhere in Jurassic Park at the moment.
We do have those birds flying around early in the morning, making all sorts of funny noises. Give me a sense of your first impressions of this track and as a venue for the World Championships a little later in the year as you came in on Friday and had a look around.
Yeah, I was here a bit earlier, just after the big rainstorm.
Okay.
And I saw the track and I go, wow, this will be really an incredible World Championship because it is back to the old school, basically. You know, you have to, the driver is going to make the difference here. And it's really exciting for me to see this because I think it's really good for the hobby, for the industry as a whole.
And tell me about, so you're here with Coyote, tell me about what you can have the opportunity to learn here as supporting your drivers at a pre-Worlds event. What are the kinds of things that you're paying attention to?
Actually, it's very interesting you ask because when I arrive here I already have like 5 things in the mind that we need to improve for. You know, in Europe and also in USA you lose a lot hotter motors. Everybody asks for more power and here you need not more power, you need drivability, all this little detail to make your car handle right. So it's really, for me, not an eye-opener, but go back to 10, 12 years ago and yes, I did that at that time and it will be helpful also for the Worlds. So
and now it's just you and I, nobody's watching online, so you can tell me some secrets. Are there particular things that you're looking to come back with later in the year along those lines?
Yes, basically we will do some updates on the product. We will add maybe 1 or 2 part numbers to our product line. Not in particularly for this World Championship, but also in advance for when people are driving this kind of dirt, what they need to optimize their product.
The product line Coyote is expanding quite rapidly. Give us a sense of where you're at the moment in your development and what sorts of things are out and about and what's coming along.
At the moment, we are, as you might have noticed, we're 100% focusing on the racing. All the products that are coming out will be focused on racing. We have a new charger line. And the motors are now done. The 1.8 ESC is totally done. The motors are coming for the 1.8 also. Yeah. And as you know, we have already our battery line, which is pretty popular. And you will see some very exciting new products coming out in the next 3-4 months. Yeah. I tell everybody to stay tuned. It will be really interesting, for sure.
You are a very experienced person in the sport. You've been around a long time. I want to ask you a little bit about what you've seen on track this weekend. Mm-hmm. Some of the drivers you've noticed, some of the kind of trends of what people are working on. Tell me 1 or 2 of the drivers that have caught your eye, things that you've been impressed with over the course of yesterday and today.
Seriously, I was really impressed yesterday in the two-wheel drive with the Australian guy who was on TQ, Lachlan. Yeah. I was seriously, I thought he would crash 3 times off the track with all these famous names behind him, but he kept it under control, and the last final was one for in the books, and I hope he will do really well at the World Championship. Of course, the other is, I can only say Orlovsky because I know things were not perfect, but the way he's pushing that car around is seriously amazing. I just came from the 12 scale Euros and put the car on the track. Suddenly he has bumps and he need to fly and like nothing happened. I'm seriously impressed by his professional attitude and the way he drives.
I spoke to him yesterday and said, how do you go from driving a slot car on carpet to kind of, his two-wheel drive was sliding and spinning and opposite locking, and he said, give me 2 or 3 laps.
Yes, exactly, and he did, and it showed. And then in the first final, as you know, he won, and because of a little mistake in his choice of tires, he wasn't so competitive in the second and the third, but nevertheless, he will be there at the Worlds for sure.
It does strike me that here, I mean, I guess this is true at any race, but here in particular, there's a whole lot of pieces that have to line up, don't there? There's chassis setup, the electronics, on your side, the way the tyres are used. It's a controlled tyre, of course, but they work differently. There's so much that goes into this. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about the drivers, I guess, who aren't here, who aren't having the opportunity to learn this weekend, and maybe even some of the teams.
Mistake. Big mistake. They would have learned a lot, and I still think if people have the chance to come, they should.
Yeah.
It's really important to be back here and see how everything is going on dirt. We're so used to carpet and the really hard-packed dirt with the blue grooves. It's not here.
Yeah.
They put water on the track in the morning. It's like ice skating, and this you really need to learn. So.
Let me ask you to cast your mind back. You've been to a bunch of World Championships over the years. Tell me, one or two of your favourites. I guess events that stick in your mind as really exciting to be at, or a wonderful venue, or a different culture, or a surprise winner. I don't know. What makes a good World Championship in your mind?
A good World Championship for me is the unknown surprise that comes up. One that stays in my mind, and I will never ever forget, is the one that is also one of the most watched on YouTube. Is the A final of the World Championship in Bangkok in touring car. This one is really a history maker, where the two best at that time at the world were fighting each other. And even it was not only a racing thing, it was even in front of the race a mental game, like Mark walking by and I'm going to get you, Atushi, in the next final. And all these things all worked together and made this race, and really for me, an unforgettable one. So that one is for sure the number one in my books.
That was an extraordinary race and an extraordinary pass. And so interestingly, both those guys, Mark Reinhardt and Atsushi Hara, almost having a kind of a rebirth, aren't they?
Actually,
Reinhardt winning the European Championship last year, and then just last week in 12 scale.
Yes.
Hara's been back on track. What do you think that longevity and that return to form it goes down to for those two guys?
Having a new confidence and see a new opportunity, basically. I think both of them were a little, not lost, but searching a new adventure. And when I spoke with them in Thailand last year, suddenly I could see the sparks in their eyes again. And both of them actually, and they actually, many people I think know they are really good friends also. And they help each other, although they don't drive the same car brand. But I can feel the spirit of them has really go up. And I would say with Mark maybe a little bit more than with Hara, but Hara wrote me yesterday, Oscar, we have such a good working team now and everything is great. And I have to say the motivation from everybody is there, and it spins off to everything basically. What we're doing at the moment, you see everybody behind is very motivated and enthusiastic, and even our competitors, don't stop what you're doing, continue. So it's cool.
I had the opportunity to meet Hara last year in Manila at the Philippine Masters. He was so excited, he was so energized, he was so popular, and he was so fast.
Yes.
Any chance we'll be able to talk him into a 10 scale Worlds later in the year to come out here and have a race?
The deal is done, he's coming.
He's coming?
Yeah, he's coming. Yeah.
Do we know what car manufacturer he'll be running, or is that yet to be worked out?
For the moment, I won't say more, but he is for sure coming. He really wanted to be there. He even asked, and I said, please. He said, please come. And so.
That's about the best news I think I've heard all week, that Atsushi Hara will be here later in the year to rejoin a 110 scale off-road scene. He's got a big program this year, of course.
He's very busy. He will attend many races, and not only races, he's also become, like Mark, basically, our brand ambassador. And we're really supporting him for that. How much and which classes he will exactly race, maybe he will only join four-wheel drive and not two-wheel drive. We will see. But he will for sure be here and representing Team Cayote. So.
Wonderful. Last question is to ask you what are the kind of highlights over the rest of the year? What's on your program? There's the World Championship here, of course. There's the e-buggy Worlds in Portugal a little later in the year. What are the highlights for 2025? Do you think as you look ahead?
The biggest highlight will of course be the World Championship here in Australia. We are really preparing well for it. We're coming with some nice people. Of course. This is a super beautiful event, beautiful track, everything is fantastic. But other races, yes, ETS in June will be a big one. Of course, to Portugal for the World Championships. And we will go to Singapore soon. There's an international event.
In July,
We will have an event in Indonesia, actually, with our distributor there. It will also be interesting. And many things to do, but it's cool.
That's
so.
good. Wonderful. Thank you so much for the chat. Oscar Jansen from Coyote Electronics. Wonderful to have you here. One of the really experienced people in our industry, and we're looking forward to all that Coyote bring to market, but also to the racetrack through the rest of 2025.
Thank you so much, and please, anybody watching, please come to Australia, watch this race. And not only to watch, please try to race too. Don't be scared that the big guns is here. You will learn so much from it. So, and look forward to be back soon.
Well, let's put him on the Australian Tourism Bureau. He's a big fan of Australia. Wonderful to have him here at this race. We're going to take a quick break now before we go into round 3 of qualifying here at the Worlds Warmup at Hills Offroad RC in Sydney, Australia. I've been joined by Oscar. We'll be back with you in just a couple of moments.